Wake up. Okay, so we're gonna do a detailed breakdown of this transformer. You know, there's some really good scrap metal on this. We're gonna tear it down and show you guys what's on one of these. This is a big old piece of number 2 copper right here, held on by 6 screws. Number 2 copper, there's 2 pounds right there from what I remember from last time when I weighed it. Couple of big screws, 3 or 4 big screws right here. There's one, twist that around, you'll find another. Yeah, there. This is a aluminum plate, and there's a couple of screws that got to come off there and there. And right here, that need to come undone. Yeah, these come apart very nice. I'm happy with the way they've been coming apart. I found this stuff dumpster diving, and I found this stuff incredibly useful to get these type of things off. Boom. I was really happy to find this set because they've been coming in handy. That should just pop right off of there. Yeah, see? So there's a piece of yellow brass right there. A piece of number 2 copper. That's 2.5 pounds of non-ferrous. And then you're gonna look at this. We can take this apart. A couple screws. There and there. And this is one thing I'm not quite sure exactly what it is. It just looks like a couple of copper looking buttons held onto this one end right here. Interesting that the recording just stopped on there. That is annoying. Alright, we're gonna fix that. Appreciate that, GoPro. Okay, so this GoPro is utterly and completely failing us right now, so we're just down to the one camera. When I put my spaceman helmet on, I'm just throwing my camera up there, and yeah, GoPro is failing me. That's okay though. I'm used to GoPro failing. I'm very used to that. Any companies out there with any action cameras you'd like me to try out, I'm willing to switch from GoPro to whatever you got. As long as it doesn't shut off in mid-video all the time, I'm happy. I'm so annoyed by this camera not working. I'm gonna fix this and I'm gonna throw my time-lapse with the working GoPro right here. Okay, we're gonna do a quick recap on this, man. These ones are a lot more harder to get apart. They're glued down a heck of a lot more. We got a ton of glue on this side. I am very curious as to see if these are gonna come out nicely. I'm talking about the copper that's on there. We're gonna cut this one and try to pull the copper off and see how it goes. But on account of how much glue I'm pulling off, it's leaving the 6061 aluminum completely dirty. And actually, I just found out that these ones don't even have 6061. They're actually cast aluminum right there. So, yikes. We're gonna try to pull the copper off of one of these and see, because this is all the ones that are left of this type. All the other ones we processed were out of that style. Now it's all this style of transformer. So there is significantly less in value right off the get when it comes to taking these ones apart. There's no copper piece on the side. It's cast aluminum. The little brass pieces, they're a lot smaller, probably not even a quarter-pound a piece on those. And we're gonna try to pull the copper off of this. I see glue all over the top of this too, on both sides. I'm worried. I'm worried that it might be a nightmare to take apart. We're gonna find out right now. Now we got it. see how well this pries apart. See if we can get the copper out just about as easy. Hopefully we can. Looks like we might be just fine. Oh yeah. I think we're going to be just fine. It looks like it's loosened up easily. When I pry back on it, I'm bumping out this side too. It's loosening up at almost everything. As long as we can get it to pull free, I'm happy. Okay, let's try to pull it free. I think it might be tougher. No, we're gonna get it. That's gonna come off. Yeah, be all right. Looks like they got a piece of insulation behind this stuff as well. All right. I'm curious to see if these have 5 pounds on them. I feel like they might not. I feel like they're lighter. Extra work, and if they potentially weigh less, that changes a lot about how much I'm making off of them. Okay, we're zeroed out. I could be wrong. There could be 5 pounds. Yeah, 5.5 pounds. Oh, there's 6 pounds on these ones apparently. 6 pounds. Okay, all right. We'll process them for sure. Okay, alrighty. I'm not gonna complain. I just want them to come apart faster, that's all. So we're gonna keep going. Got 4 of them up here. Let's do these 4, and then we got 4 more after this. We can do it. They're coming apart differently, that's for sure. Yeah, it's one of these things. So that is most definitely the most effective to get these apart fast. Hammer and hatchet rules. Again. Okay. Now these are super glued to each other. Pretty darn hardcore, like. Bend that forward, bend that up there. But there is crazy brass colanders on these. I guess if that's the right word for it. We'll figure that out later. Let's get the copper off the donuts. That's what I'm more worried about. Get right in between the cast aluminum and that transformer and a few good whacks with this hatchet and a few spots. That just separated it for the most part. There it is. Okay, we got to take that part off. Take a couple of these tools here. Pop that pin. Pull that off. That's just a rubber piece there. It should be loose. That's a nice piece of brass right there. But the rest of this is cast aluminum now. Cast aluminum. Ooh, those are brass. I think I threw one of those in tin shred. Oops. I'm gonna double check that. So these chunks will set to the side and we'll cut the brass off of them. I'm trying to keep the station clean-ish. Break these pieces. So we're gonna make a bunch of donuts like this, like this. These donuts, and then we're gonna cut them all open and get the copper. Whoa! I just filled up the number 2 bucket again. Got this ice maker I'm going to step it up on so we can just roll it up there. I remember how heavy it was when there's 4 of them connected. Yeah, that's crazy. £200 right there. We got all of them done but these 4, so it'll be an interesting one to tear down. These 4 were stacked and powered that way for some reason, whatever reason. But there's a bunch of goodies on here. It's almost all non-ferrous goods. So this is what we'll be working on. It's heavy. Maybe we find more of these tonight. That'd be cool. Alright. I gotta go charge me batteries up. This one's been running off of Ogre. But I'm gonna diagnose my one GoPro while I'm taking my break. Figure out why it keeps shutting off.